Hey guys, welcome back to Clockwise Crypto. Hope you guys are moving forward in everything that you do. Now today, diving into these market updates here, taking a look at the SEC. It says they're struggling to recruit crypto specialists as candidates are unwilling to divest digital asset holdings. So the SEC is having a tough time recruiting professionals to help regulate crypto. The SEC's Office of Inspector Generals, which provides oversight of regulator operations, is stating that officials in several SEC divisions cited a small candidate pool of qualified experts and competition from the private sector recruitment as challenges in filling crypto asset related positions. And this is because they're having to divulge their crypto assets, and in some way they may even have to get rid of them. And I know that's really a concern as well. But looking here at this article here, the SEC officials have been detrimental to recruiting. Candidates are often unwilling to divest their crypto assets to work for the SEC. So regulators want to specifically add staff to its examinations, trading, and markets and enforcement divisions, as well as the Office of General Counsel. So they're having some problems with that because now they're, a candidate, or let's say they're offered a position. A part of that accepting that position is by saying, hey, I got 2 ETH. Hey, I got 10 ETH from back in the day. They don't want to give that information. So not surprising that this is happening, but definitely really, I think that the SEC has to get their stuff together. They've been taking a lot of L's this year, and this is something that we haven't seen, especially when that case with Ripple was going on. We didn't really see the SEC look strong at first and then just completely lost the case. So instead of trying to get a handle on it, I think more so people have to think outside the box, right? So the thing is with the SEC, and I'm comfortable saying this, you have people in these positions that are used to the old way of thinking, the old way of doing business, the old way of controlling. Crypto takes all that away. So now, as a whole, they're trying to control something that they can't control. So now these candidates are at risk of facing perjury charges or not telling the truth for their holdings when they want to take on a role like that, right? They want to work in the space, but they want to work on it from the government standpoint or a judicial standpoint. So not too surprised of that. Next article here: the Fed rate cuts may be bullish for Bitcoin, says crypto analysts. And taking a look here, what they're saying, trader note: the S&P also hit market tops in 2000 and 2007 when rate cuts. So he's kind of pulling a correlation to that. I definitely don't think that this is a bad comparison, but I do think that there is going to be some type of momentum next year. And I've been saying that from the beginning. I don't think it's going to be this year. I think it's going to be correlated with the interest rates, and that's going to cause everything to go up. I think when we look at housing globally, when lending goes down, when the cost to lend will go down, the cost for the product is going to go up because people are going to be willing to pay more. This is one of the only times in history when it's actually cheaper to rent due to the interest rate. So definitely pay attention to that. I think everything's going to go up, though. I don't think it's Bitcoin specific. I do think that assets and people that have been on the sideline and waiting from a commercial lending standpoint, as well as price action, as well as housing, I think that it's going to be one of those scenarios where people are going to be willing to pay because the actual cost for lending is going to be significantly less. So staying in tune with that. Going to the next article: banker loses access to 450 million worth of Ethereum after misplacing wallet keys. Wow. So an Estonian baker has confirmed himself to be the owner of an Ethereum address with over 250,000 ETH worth nearly $500 million, but says he lost the keys. Oh my goodness. In a new interview in Estonia, bank founder Rain Lamus was asked about something he said years ago about getting into Bitcoin and Ethereum in the early days, but then losing access to their wallets. Asked if he ever found his keys, he says, "No, I haven't. I haven't made much effort either. It's no secret. I have a wallet with 250,000 Ethereum units. Anyone can calculate themselves what it's worth." The interviewer, "That's hundreds of millions." He said, "Yeah, I can't solve this alone. If someone thinks they can, I'll take all offers. My own best plan is to build Rain Loomis as an AI and see if he can get his memories back." Oh my goodness. Loomis said the dangers of handling your own keys and seed phrases is one of the weak points of crypto. I don't think it's one of the weak points. I think it's one of the strong points, because you become responsible. You become responsible. But he says here, I absolutely agree that this is a very weak point in the system, which makes you think that that this perfect decentralization has other risks that you don't usually think about. But it's very common for me to lose passwords. So he's saying he loses passwords pretty frequently. He said, "I went to renew my ID card passwords today. If it were crypto, I'd be in a big crisis again. But luckily, the police and border police work." So this guy loses things pretty regularly, it seems. So he's not surprised that he lost it. Now, I think that this isn't I don't think that's a bad thing that people have to assume responsibility for their keys. I think that's a good thing, because with that, I believe that you also have the flip side, where if you want to transact and you want to send funds overseas, or you want to send them to your uncle that lives halfway around the world, you can do that yourself with no intermediary. You can do it yourself, no problem, in an instant. So there's there. I mean, there is. I guess that is a con, but you have to take ownership of that. It's not crypto's fault you lost your keys. If I lose my keys and I lose the backup, security phrase, security words, whatever, that's not anyone's fault. That's not crypto's fault. That's me. Okay, that's on me. So that's what comes with decentralization. That's what comes with complete financial sovereignty, is by taking ownership of your stuff. So cool article, but this guy, he's saying he loses a lot anyway, so not too surprised there. Next article here: Ripple to partner with Georgia's central bank in Eurasian countries CBDC pilot. So they're saying the payments platform Ripple Labs is collaborating with Central Bank of Georgia to create the nation's first central bank digital currency. So very exciting news here with this central bank digital currency pilot program, CBDC. In a new company blog post, Ripple says that the National Bank of Georgia has chosen to partner with Ripple for its digital Larry pilot project. The pilot will be an experiment with Ripple's CBDC technology and evaluate the practical use cases to gauge potential benefits for the public sector, businesses, and retail users. So it's happening. It's happening. You're seeing it right here. Ripple's not playing around. And that's the one thing. And you guys know, I've publicly said it. You guys know I wasn't the biggest Ripple fan at first when I first got into crypto. I wasn't the biggest fan. But Ripple's paving the way. And forming these partnerships that are needed for adoption. So I don't think Ripple's going anywhere. I think Ripple is significantly undervalued. I think Ripple is, not only did they win the lawsuit versus the SEC, but they continue to fight. They didn't just pay the fine or settle, which I was concerned with. I thought a settlement may have been coming, but they came with some right hooks and came out with a victory. So very excited to see what Ripple is going to do. If you're not bullish on Ripple, and this is coming from me, you're talking to someone that was anti-Ripple for about my first 2 years in crypto. Like, I was anti-Ripple until I saw how much they were actually fighting with the SEC, where other companies pretty much would lay down and just negotiate how they can pay a fine and get this to go away. Oh, just fine us 20 million and get it to go away. No, Ripple wasn't doing any of that. Okay. So, love what they're doing. And, as a whole, the only thing I disagree with is the people trying to bring meme coins into Ripple. I don't think that's healthy for what Ripple's trying to do at scale, but we'll see how that plays out. I did see something about like a Ripple meme coin or something like that. I just don't think that's what that should be the direction that Ripple dives into, but we'll see how that plays out. Taking a look at Bitcoin is still above that level of support, sitting here at 35,553, and it's staying above. And I was looking back here and I saw the inverted head and shoulders here. I saw this went up, but then I saw this potential head and shoulders, which it ended up breaking that neckline. So this was invalid. So I know everyone's saying, see, it's not going back. Hey, we're going to see what happens. I don't think we're out the woodwork yet. Unfortunately, I don't think we're out the woodwork yet. There was a lot of FUD revolving around a Bitcoin ETF. With that, we'll see. That is one thing that could change the game. But at the end of the day, we've been saying that. I've been saying that for what, 5 years now? I mean, Bitcoin ETF, Bitcoin. Oh, it's coming. It's not, right? And so you can almost see, if you look at the SEC and how they're trying to gear up, you can almost see that if a Bitcoin ETF gets approved and there's no regulation yet, I almost think it has to go hand in hand. I almost think it has to be there has to be clear regulation, and this is for only the people in the United States, right? There has to be clear regulation, and then a Bitcoin ETF. I can't see a Bitcoin ETF being approved, and this is just me thinking out loud. I can't see a Bitcoin ETF being approved and there not be any regulatory clarity from the SEC or from the governing bodies for the US people. I can't see that. So I think it has to go hand in hand. I know there's a lot of FOMO about a Bitcoin ETF, and that's going to cause the bull run. We've been saying that for years now, guys. So we'll see how that plays out. But going to Ethereum still within our triangle, nearing up to 2,000, guys. So we'll see if we break above and stay above. That will be confirmation. And then HBAR already is gearing up to that level of resistance as well. Cardano spiking up as well to 35 cents. It makes us look at that 24 cents. You'll be like, dang, that was 24. It was at 24 cents. Should have got some, right? But if you're dollar cost averaging through this whole time, you take advantage of all these price points. So that's the beauty of dollar cost averaging, guys. So wanted to take some time and go over that with you. Very bullish on the following projects. I know a lot of you have been asking me what I'm bullish on. Bullish on Bitcoin, bullish on Ethereum, Cardano, Stellar Lumens, HBAR, Ripple. At this point, I have extreme confidence in those projects. All of the projects I'm hopeful in, but I'm extremely bullish on those. Those are my core. That's my core. We talk about the other ones I really like. I really like Myria. I really like Gala Games. I'm very bullish on those from a gaming standpoint. A lot of people are talking about AI projects right now. I'm not too in on AI projects. There were some out when I first got into crypto, but I'm not too sold on AI. I do think there's going to be FOMO around it just because of the big AI push, in the news and everywhere right now. So I'm definitely going to pay attention to that, guys, and I'll give you my updates on what we find when we research that. So hope you guys got some value out of this video. Keep moving forward in everything that you do, and we'll see you soon.